That it's a 2-door,
Yeah.
but it's not doing a burnout. It's running.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I have a photo very similar to that
I'm
of
sure you do.
doing a big burnout.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is how it runs.
Welcome to episode 108 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. This show, we're just naming it the Mega Week Mega Show. Get comfortable. Oh my gosh!
Have you watched Uncle Buck?
No, I haven't.
You bastard! Come on.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it before
That is
before I
your
come.
only job between now and Friday, or you're gonna leave Saturday because you're in Nebraska boy, probably, right?
No, I'm pretty local to Tulsa, so
okay, all right.
I live in Pryor. Yeah.
Well, then you got like 3 days to watch Uncle Buck. I don't care if you have to buy it.
Yeah.
I'll reimburse you. I'll give you the $4 or whatever if you have to buy it on Prime. But you got to watch Uncle Buck, and then you'll get all my stupid jokes.
Yeah, it'll make sense then, for sure.
Yeah.
For everyone. Everyone else gets it except the dude driving the freaking car.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm like, what's Uncle Buck?
Right. Here's the problem. There's a generational gap. I'm an old guy, but I look like a young guy. You're a young guy, but you look like an old guy. And
rude.
Here we are.
No, it's good. I mean, ever since I was young, everyone's, going bald in high school. Everybody's like, how old are you? And I'm like, whenever I first started teaching, I was 23 and everyone thought I was like 35. Now I lost weight and I shaved my beard off one time and the kids are like, who are you? They thought I was some high school kid. It's hilarious.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Wayne Baker did that
face.
to me, by the way. He's got that rusty old Nova. He showed up to my wedding reception shaved. Nothing.
yeah.
Wayne Baker typically has like a big old, and I didn't recognize him. I felt like such an asshole. So we're going through all of our cards, and dude left me a $75 check, and I'm like,
That's awesome.
when the hell was Wayne Baker there? And turns out he shaved. Anyway,
That's funny.
dude. So tell us, because I'm just gonna jump in here, Mike.
Yeah.
You can just take a break.
Dude, have it.
Tell us about the Yacht One, dude.
Yeah. So, do you want kind of like
everything.
background on the car?
No,
Okay.
go the whole thing.
So Yacht One was, my great grandparents bought it brand new. Whenever I was in high school, my grandma and grandpa got it when my grandma passed away because she drove that thing everywhere.
Real quick. For folks, what the hell is it? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's a 1972 Ford LTD. It's full body, full glass, full interior car. I just got the cage certed this weekend, but it's got an 850 cage in it, and all that kind of stuff. I've been eighth in it. The goal for it is if I can get it all together, everything's there for it to do it. It's just if the track's there and that kind of deal. But if I can do it, I'm gonna try to run an 8-second average this week.
Boy.
Yeah. We'll see. But I was real close last time. I ran nines, low nines all week at Rocky Mountain.
You'll be fine.
So
He said, bye, skanks.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
So no, that thing, and what's it weigh? Low nines on race week, and you completed. What's that crap weigh?
4,500 pounds.
Dude.
Yeah. So 4,500 pounds. I have no clue with the trailer. Before last year's Rocky Mountain, I'd never done a national event. I've done a lot of the local stuff. I did the circuit. The first time I did the circuit, I blew up my brand new engine. That sucked.
Oh,
and it wasn't just like a little bit. Yeah, it was like it got to the like 100-foot mark and just shut off. And I'm like, it literally looked like you took a plasma torch and just torched the piston, like a full-blown nitrous failure, but it's a turbo car. It was a bad deal.
Did it lose the injector? Is that what you said?
No. So it had an aftermarket reluctor wheel from the crankshaft, and it had we found this out later, but it had a small gap that was too much between the two pieces on the 24X wheel. So it was actually 40 degrees or 27 degrees advanced from what it should be. So on
0 was 27 and 15 was not 27.
Yeah, so 20 was 50, 20 pounds was 50 degrees.
So you're like, we're really safe.
Yeah, I'm like, this thing is super safe to go, And I was like, man, why is this thing so hot?
Up. It's weird.
Yeah, well, why is it so hard to start? This makes no sense, So, no matter what I did, I was like, I was scratching my brain. I asked so many people for help on that deal. I was like, we can't figure it out. And then they just let go. But anyway, so yeah, I built the original 400 back so I got the thing whenever I graduated high school. My grandpa passed away, and I picked it up from my grandma because she was going to sell it. She needed money. I was like, hey, I want that. Me and grandpa were talking about getting it running. And she's like, all right. So, and then I just, while I was working and going to college, I built the original engine. Basically everything under the car is new. I mechanically restored it, not paint, that kind of stuff. I don't really care, but mechanically it was great. Yeah. So the first time I had somebody do an engine for me, the block was actually cracked. So it sat with water and froze and cracked the block. Well, I didn't know. The guy's like, hey, I'm going to Maglux it. And he charged me and all. He's like, yeah, it's great. No, it wasn't great. I mean, that thing ran awesome, but as soon as it got warm, that crack would just open up and start pouring antifreeze in there, and it'd backfire through because it would get combustion pressure in the crankcase. And I'm like, what is happening? Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I've learned everything on the LTD because anyway, my brother-in-law was like, hey man, you should LS swap this. This is back in, I don't know, like 2013, 2014 maybe. I wound up, I was like, man, I don't know. I started looking at it and I was like, well, I want fuel injection and I want overdrive. It kind of makes sense. So I got a 6-liter and a 4 LADE off a guy and swapped it. And I drove the thing around like that for a while. I was getting 23 miles a gallon. Dude, awesome burnouts everywhere you wanted to go. Super comfortable. And then I made the mistake of watching Sloppy Mechanics, and a camshaft came on sale. I know it. Camshaft and the turbo, and then it was all downhill from there. And now it's first time I went to the track, it ran like a 1240 at 112 or something like that, and everyone's like, what's that thing gonna run, like a 14? I'm like, I think it's gonna run a 12. And I freaking bent a rod, not at the track, on the way home. My buddy was riding with me. We make it past, everything's awesome. I'm driving it home, and then we just merge into traffic like nothing, and it bent a rod. I just start hearing tick 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 tick. I'm like, oh great. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's been through a lot of iterations now, lots of different versions of Yacht 1. So
yeah, I love it, dude. He literally won the first Broke trophy that year at the circuit.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it was the first pass that he made. Like,
yeah,
walk up,
yeah,
he's like, I don't know what happened. He's on the phone with somebody about to cry, and we're like, what happened? He's like checking push rods and stuff, man. It was wild.
Yeah, it literally. So I got it off the track, and then I parked in the pits, and I went to start the thing, and it backfired, and smoke is blowing out from under the hood. Like it was like a nitrous backfire. Blew the intake gaskets out, valve cover gasket, because it just ignited and just filled the whole crankcase. And like I was fully strapped in, going back up to make another pass, and the dude next to me comes running over with an extinguisher, trying to open the hood. I'm trying to rip it. It was bad.
Yeah. But hey, fun story. Jumped in with Carl Bright. Big shout out to Carl Bright, White El Camino that kills transmissions or kills power glide. Yeah, it kills power.
Yeah. Well, 4 LADs, twin glides.
Yeah, everything. That 632.
Yeah.
That 632 on nitrous. So Carl's actually Chris Pageant couldn't go with me this year. He was my co-pilot last year. So Carl's actually going to hop in with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so he's going to ride along. So that should be fun.
How cool.
But yeah, so like last year you guys were talking about Matt letting people in. Whenever I finally decided like, hey, I'm going to go all out on the car, I built it to do Rocky Mountain Race Week. Like that was the goal. And I'm an ag teacher, and I never could really make it line up like with my schedule. So then I was like, oh, I'll do 2.0, and then that didn't work. And it was in Tulsa. I'm like, I'm just going to show up. I talked to Chris, and Chris is like, I'll bring a trailer, throw your crap in it, let's go. And so I got in last year just showing up, and we wound up,
dude, honestly, which is rare. Like that's we're the only event that I know of in the circuit, I think as well, that like we'll turn you away and stick with you. Like it's no guarantee. If you show up, you may or may not get in.
Right. I almost drove to Colorado the last year it was there, but I just couldn't make it happen with work. I couldn't get away, but because I knew Bandamere was going away, and I always wanted to race it, never got to. So race week last year was nuts though. Like for the first one, wound up second in Unlimited and won the quick 16 shootout.
I was gonna say you killed that quick 16, dude, in that crazy car. People think run 12s.
Yeah, I know it. And I mean, day one, we couldn't figure out, or I couldn't figure out. Chris was, I'm sure, getting pissed off with me. Like I'm such a analytical guy, like problem solving. I'm like, well, I could do this or this, and I just kind of had paralysis of what class I'm going to be in. And I'm like, I'm just going to do unlimited. Screw it. And it worked out. And man, we made it to Texas, and the fans went out. This guy in I think it was a 50 Chevy. I forget their names. They happened to pull off. We were 20 miles from Force Performance. This thing like flawless the whole way there. And all of a sudden I look down, this is right after Goldstone like ripped the oil pan off of his car. And like so like we're looking for that pothole. I'm like, oh, there it is, and then right after that you make the turn, and I turn, and that thing was like nuclear hot. I'm like, what the hell? I pull over, and no fan. So the fan died. So I'm like, crap, and it was like I did everything, on the cheapest possible, like trying to use stock parts and stuff. So it was like a Ford Taurus fan or whatever, running it on high. I mean, it worked for a long time. I had that same fan forever, but if it died, and I have a fan on my transmission cooler, so I took it off. Those guys stopped and go, hey, we're not using our trans cooler fans, and it's these two little bitty, like looks like computer fans. So they pulled that off of their car. I strapped that on there, so I had like two little 8s, a little 10. So and it would keep it cool for about 20 miles. So we made it to the checkpoint, started overheat, like getting hot, did the checkpoint, and then we hung out, went to Buc-ee's down the road, and then it was getting hot. And then, Sean Slayball, he was like, hey, I got a fan, and we tried to make it work. It didn't. So some random guy's like, hey, I got a little fan. So I had 4 like small transmission fans on the radio. Dude, it worked awesome. It was great. And we made it the rest of the way to Summit, and bought a custom fit one. And me and Chris, it wouldn't fit because my turbo stuff is all right there between the radiator and the engine. So we took just a cutoff wheel and cutting the shroud up, made it fit in the parking lot. And then we show up to Texas late, right? So we get to Texas a little late. They're on the second round, and they're at Ennis, and that's where I've run my fastest pass, my 8 pass. I did that at Coder in the heavyweight deal, and we get everything changed over. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make it. I lay under the car, do a shock adjustment, and I just look, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So the whole time driving, you make a swooping curve. This thing would start making noise, like grinding. And I'm like, this thing's never rubbed. Maybe it's just a trailer. Well, what it was the lower control arm was tacoed. So here's one of them. I don't know if you can see that, but this one's not as bad, right? Oh. So yeah, it mistakenly in the dark got jacked up by the lower control arms.
Who did
that? Chris. He's like, I'm sorry. Anyway, so it's no big deal. But
I get
so
it.
we're freaking out.
Greg Hurlbut jacked up Mark Cicino's car by the oil pan one time.
Man.
So to the OGs, dude, it's part of the deal.
Yeah. So I'm scrambling around like maybe I can weld a piece of angle iron to it, or zip tie a pipe, just like make a pass. And Juggernaut guy, he had a F body. What is that arm? I can't remember what his arm was. Yeah, he had an F body torque arm that was like all wore out, and he's like, oh, this might work. So I took this off. I had the whole rear end hanging on the ground. He was over there grinding and cutting, and we were fitting it all and measuring it out. And so I ran that for a while. So we had old chopped up F body torque arms welded. He cut off of my ends and welded them on, and that's what we ran. Yeah, and with the Mad Thrash on the fan, and then the arms, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to one and done this thing. I go up there, I'm sitting on the brake, I'm like, man, this sounds spicy, and I let go of the button, and that thing was just starts screaming. It was picking the tires up, and then it just shuts off, shoots flames across the deal. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, and it was only supposed to make 8 pounds, but it went to 12 pounds, and then went from 12 to 40 pounds of boost in 0.3 of a second. It was rowdy. So what happened is the dome pressure sensor, the power came out of it. So it was reading 0. So it was just giving it all the line pressure it could make. And it was just that Force Performance turbo was like, let's go. So I had to use my fast pass to go make a pass, and I wound up running like a 9.1 or 9.0 or something like that after I figured out that was the problem, man. And then from there, where'd we go? Did we go to Thunder Valley after that?
I think so. I can't
I think
remember.
so.
Oh, it was so hot. Chris got sick from the heat. Well, I did a one and done at Oklahoma City, and we go to leave, and the front end felt funny, and I'm like, what is going on? I hop out, and someone was talking to me, and I had my wheels turned. I just happened to look, a belt broke in my front runner, so the wheel was like that, and I was like, oh, great. So I call Carl. I'm like, hey, do you have any like 28-inch tall tires? Nobody's open. Like nobody had. I was trying to find a front runner. Nobody had one. So I have 29s or 29.9-inch diameter tires I drive on the highway in the back. We wound up throwing that on the front and then put my drag radials on the back and drove all the way to Mocan. And we wound up pulling an all-nighter getting to Mocan from Thunder Valley. That was awful. And the funniest thing ever. You guys know Sean Slayball, and he has that gorgeous Pontiac Firebird. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Or Trans Am. Anyway, so we're in this small town. He gets pulled over. It was kind of funny. And we're like parked over the gas station. There's like 2 or 3 of us just sitting in the dark watching him getting pulled over. But we go to this little town, and he made a wrong turn or something. And we wound up going down this alley. And I'm telling you, I used to off-road all the time. And this felt like a true off-road trail. And it was downhill in this tight alley, just bashing everything around. And yeah, man, I was like, I bet I would love to hear what Sean was saying at that point, because this car is way lower. Like the LTD was rubbing on the rocks in this alley.
Man.
Like, I'm not joking. Like it was hitting the floor pans. I'm like, I'm gonna bust a drag radial. This is gonna be over.
Well, you got a 29-inch rear tire on the front.
Right.
Yeah, and it was still rubbing. But anyway, no, that was a crazy deal. After that we went to Mocan and blew up an alternator, and that Mocan's always sketchy for my car anyway, being that heavy and going that fast. And then we made it to Tulsa. Everything was good. Got in the quick 16 shootout deal, and I raced Bill Armstrong, which he's been way faster than me, and everyone was like, oh no, that sucks, and so I got Bill, and then I raced I can't remember the guy's name, but he has a real pretty like gunmetal gray Nova, I believe, or Chevelle. And another guy, he's from Oregon. He has that Fairmont, that 6-speed Fairmont. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, Nate Curran.
Yeah, Nate, dude, that thing was fast. I don't know what we ran because it was a no time deal, but that had to have been a PB for me, because I as soon as I got that dude clicked into high, I was on the scramble, and I think it's Blaine Stark has a video, and there's a GoPro on his the D pillar or C pillar or whatever on the back of his car, and you just see my car, like he leaves on me because mine wouldn't leave hard because it was so slimy, and you just see the LTD just keep coming and just barely clip him at the very end. I had that thing turned up, and then after that I raced Unlovable Dusty, and that was a good time, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that track. You saw the wheelie that he did, I think last
week. Yeah. I was like, holy crap, dude.
Got it turned up, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this probably more than you need to hear, but your car is one of my favorites, man. It's so cool being just big and 4-door and just cool, man. It's just really, really cool.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I dig it. I keep going back and forth on if I want to build a faster car or something lighter or whatever, but this one will probably stay a street car. My only goals are like try to run an 850 in it and then be done. But I mean, the mile an hour is there, but I gotta get the front side to work.
Jeff Moore, you could have a podcast in the trunk. I think that is one thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
It is fun about that car. Like you start looking at an 850 cage in that car, probably doesn't really get in the way as much. But dude, a 750 cage, you're just man. It would be hard to have a 750 cage in that car and drive it as much as you do.
Yeah, because we'll take it to church and church, work, to the racetrack, whatever. I mean, it's a good one.
That's so cool. Adam, what else you got for him?
I just got done peeing. I don't know what he was saying, but dude, what movie are you gonna watch?
Uncle Buck.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll get it watched.
Yeah, that's the first question we're gonna ask him when we come find you on Saturday.
Here, I can share
be like
screen.
pop quiz.
Here.
Yeah. Pop quiz. Yep.
There you are, right there. It's a 2-door.
Yeah.
But it's not doing a burnout. It's running.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I have a photo very similar to that
I'm
of
sure you do.
doing a big burnout.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is how it runs. Uncle
That's
Bob.
awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty good. It's John Candy at his finest.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Prime time John Candy, man. It was a great movie. All right. Well, Jack, we'll see you soon. Couple days.
Yep.
2 days.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
48
Yeah,
hours.
we'll see you soon.
All right,
Yeah.
Got one, baby.
Yeah.
dude, how fun. Okay.
This is my first Rocky Mountain Race Week.
You're about to be so ruined. There ain't
Dude.
nothing
Yeah.
like Rocky Mountain Race Week, baby.
Yeah, so if you see the Narcs cart coming by, I'll probably be hanging out the window taking photos. If you see me at the track, I'll have a camera in your face taking
You're taking
pictures.
the cart?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
I've driven
You guys
it
are idiots.
1.2 miles this in the last 3.5 years.
Perfect. That's probably about right.
So safe travels, everybody. I will see everybody. I will get there Saturday night. So 10-hour drive. I'll probably be there Saturday evening. I'll catch up with everybody, and I'll be ready for Sunday day one.
Hell yes, dude.
It's gonna be-
Hell yes.
All right.
All right, buddy. See you,
See
man.
you guys.
Have fun. And then it was me and you. All right, dude.
And here we are.
I'm
it's all
excited
good.
about this. We got Uncle Stoney here, Mr. Jonathan Stonecipher.
Oh, I've been trying to sell him a blower for the last 2 hours.
He needs one. Needs one for sure.
For his Suburban, and
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. He keeps talking about he doesn't have enough money or something, and then he shows up and there's a $30,000 Nova behind him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably worth a lot more than that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just, I'm wondering why you're beating me up on a $2,000 blower.
It's because you spent all the money on that car, man.
Yeah, that's
tell us what's going on.
Yeah, introduce yourself for folks that don't know who the hell you are, and why are you an idiot?
well. I'm John Stonecipher, otherwise known as Uncle Stoney, because I'm the crazy uncle that everybody has. They've just claimed me as like, oh, that's my crazy uncle. It'll be all right.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Don't know really where to start. I met Adam the first time. I was broke down at a gas station in 2014, drag week. And then I watched all the 301 guys enjoy Rocky Mountain Race Week, and it looked more like the event that I wanted to do. So starting in 18, I started wasting every dime I've had on race week stuff since then.
Attaboy. And that you started the Gas Chamber Nova, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's named appropriately because it tried to kill you?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me and Michael, if we wouldn't have lost the wheel bearing in 2020 on the first race week, we probably would have died.
It was close.
Yeah, it was.
Listen, when I say it was hot going into Oklahoma City, y'all don't even understand what I'm telling you. It had to be 100.
You weren't on that.
car.
You were not on that race
Dude.
week, especially. You
Oh
don't
my
know nothing about
Bro.
hot race weeks.
Yeah.
Nearly died.
That was crazy.
The only trip I've been on that I thought it was that hot was Drag Week 2014, day 1 and 2. It was
Nowhere
we
near.
actually
Nowhere
we had
near.
a temp car, and it was 130 in the car.
Oh, yeah.
So
It was no fun. It was awesome being in the car, but the Gas Chamber Nova is one of the inside the car, one of the loudest. Like you
It's-
can't even explain it. Like it's to your core.
I have
Tell us
told
about the
you-
gas. It's a 68 to 72, right, Nova?
yeah, it's a 72.
Okay.
Yep. It's actually an ex Outlaw 10.5 car that was raced by my buddy Todd Kitchen, and it's steel to the front of the wheel tubs, and then the back half of it's aluminum round tube.
It's
So
really nice. It's really nice.
people talk about how loud their car is. I don't know if you understand how loud it is until you ride in it. Like you wear headphones. The only car that I've ever ridden in that is as bad is Aaron Fowler's car. I see John Allen jumping in here, John Doherty jumping in here. He actually owns the exhaust and the headers off my car when it had the big block in it. So his car is probably that loud. He understands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I love drag and drive, and I've tried to do it with cars that were not really what I wanted. Like the first Rocky Mountain Race Week I did, I broke the Nova on the dyno. So I borrowed a Trans Am that we called SR71 that I raced in stock block. I borrowed it from the guy that owned it and did Rocky Mountain. The guy that owned the car, he sold it during the race to Jason Cunningham, which was my co-pilot, which came next year in his turbo pickup because he enjoyed it so much. He bought Boo Quamzo as his co-pilot, which got Boo addicted.
Right.
Timmy
Ruined
Meehan.
his life.
run him. And then we built a car. The guy that owned the Trans Am, we built a car to do 19, and we had to swap a motor a day before we left to go to Colorado. And that seems to have been a trend since then.
That's the way. That's what we do.
Yeah.
This is the way.
So this is the way. So I actually, hopefully this will be the last car that I do Rocky Mountain in. This will be my forever Rocky Mountain Race Week car. And I had bought pieces of a motor and tried to fix the thing and was unsuccessful. So I actually, again, had to do a motor swap the week of and and I have a borrowed.
I'm sensing
a
a theme here.
It's never planned, and then it never fails.
It never fails to fail.
Never fails to fail. So
Yeah.
a little Crosby, Stills, and Nash there.
If you know what I'm saying. If you know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never planned to do this, but it's like I even quit my job and opened my own shop so I could have a more flexible schedule to do this stuff on.
Yeah.
And then now I've got my shop is super busy. I've got more stuff than I can do, and I have guys calling me. And then like today, before I went on, a guy called me and wanted to buy a tractor that I had for sale and want to come get it tonight. And then
Is that wait, hold on. Is that tractor more than about $2,000?
it's right at
Perfect. Just
well,
just throwing it out there.
Convenient.
I'm just letting you know that I can ship for free right now. And
Yeah.
blowers are not light.
hand delivery.
I'll just let you know. You've already sold it to me. I just got to figure out how to pay for it. It's like the guy with the car. I went and looked at it. I met him at the track. He's been a friend for 10 years, and he's putting a sales pitch on me, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to buy it.
It's done.
We just have to find it. We just have to find a number.
I have a long history of just letting people take my shit and then work on it when they want, a la Vince Rui, who is currently PS making trophies.
Oh,
so
nice.
that
Big
dude's
shit up.
jamming. That dude's jamming trophies right now. But yeah, dude, that I get it. I understand. But I mean, if you want it, you just got to tell me, and I'll put it in the trunk, and then we can
Just go
work
ahead
out
and bring
the
it.
we can work out
Just
the
go.
details.
Just go ahead and bring it.
Okay.
I agree with your number. I just got to make the money now.
That's great. And
Well, the
honestly,
cool thing
it's
is you
sitting
got
in
2
my
days.
trailer doing
Yeah,
nothing.
that's-
So I'll put it in the trunk if I can take my car.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Done.
Tell
I
us-
just
tell
made
us
$2
your
grand.
plan.
done.
Yeah.
Just done. So that's like I told you, that's still cheaper than buying a truck. I was looking at truck.
And we were talking. I 30 to 55,000. I said, you know how much
Yeah.
gas, because you're gonna get 6 miles a gallon with a
Oh, I don't
blower
know. I don't even care
on
about
your
that.
3/4 ton
It
Suburban. You know how much gas you can buy for 30 grand?
A lot.
Yeah.
A
That's
lot.
Well,
it can get
it's gonna
6
be-
miles a gallon for 25 years, and you'll break even.
Yeah.
Well, I've lived that life my whole life. I've had multiple gas tow rigs, and I'll be honest with you guys, I can't stand the smell of diesel. It makes me
Stinky ass
sick.
diesel. I'm the
Stinks.
same way. I hate stinky ass
It
diesel.
makes me sick.
No, thank
I'd
you.
rather get 6 miles a gallon and get there a little
All
bit
day
slower.
long. And
So-
spend $20,000 less on a truck to begin with if it's new, and $5,000 if it's used. All day long. All day long.
That and then on top of that, the Suburban, the insurance is like $65 every 6 months.
Right? People think it's a half ton, and they think it's a Yukon.
Yeah.
It's a 3/4
So-
ton truck. P.S.
Yeah.
With a
I love
long
it.
box on it.
Like I've got a 3/4 ton truck and the Suburban. The Suburban will outdrive, out tow, and get better gas mileage than the pickup all day, every day.
It's everything. The
Yeah, I love it.
3/4 ton Suburban in the GM platforms from the GMT 400 until now are the biggest sleeper 3/4 tons on the market.
Yeah,
Period. It's a 3/4 ton truck with a Suburban back on it, and
Yeah.
dude, you can still get a GMT 800, which is like the Jam, the 99 to 06. You can still get those
Yeah.
3/4 ton Suburbans for like $4,000, and
Yeah.
the 2500 HDs are like $8,000, even if they're 6 liters. I'm just saying.
I see John Doherty.
John,
saying-
I see what you're saying there.
Exactly.
John, your truck's beautiful, but if I had that, I couldn't afford to race.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If I
Well,
had your money.
I can't wait to race with him. John,
so-
he's one of the funnest dudes. Gearhead Perspective podcast. If you guys are wanting a great listen to.
I love it.
He's actually going to be traveling in our group, and I didn't know if Carter was going to make it on here tonight. Carter's one of my real good friends too. John and Carter and Boo and all the guys. Me and Adam, we let Carter get screwed over in Nebraska, and I thought about it the next day, and I was like, God, that was a terrible move as a friend. But I let him get a pecker.
I don't know
Drawn
what
on
you're
his
talking about.
forehead.
I would never ever do that. Never once. That's not me. I didn't do it. I wasn't there.
If
That
I
was
remember
Mexico. I don't.
if
I
I
have
remember
no
right,
idea
you
what
had
you're
the
talking
Sharpie.
about. I don't
If I
know.
remember right, you had the
I
Sharpie.
never had a Sharpie. I can't remember anything that you're talking about. I don't draw dicks on stuff randomly at race weeks ever. I've never done that.
Carter, I'm sorry, but I love you, brother.
But
Yeah.
it was.
Hey, he was cool about it. He laughed too.
Oh,
He had a
yeah,
good,
he did. He told me, he goes, dude, I'm in the service. That ain't nothing. He goes, I've had a lot worse than that.
That's because I was in the surface and I know. I
Yeah.
mean, right? That wasn't a real dick and balls on his head.
Right.
It could have been worse.
Right. That's exactly.
Well, and I think that's one of the greatest things about Drag and Drive and the race car friends we make, dude.
Yeah.
It's just
Parking
such
lot
a
friends,
big-
parking
oh,
lot
man.
parties, all of that
Ugh.
stuff. I tell people all the time, Drag and Drive ain't the drag. It's the
No.
drive, it's
Yeah.
the parties, it's the every night at the hotels, it's
Yeah.
the hotel bars, it's the Buffalo Wild Wings after the fact. If you guys don't know, I don't know if Matt's still watching again, but Buffalo Wild Wings, and I wasn't there. Dude, I've only heard third hand about Buffalo Wild Wings at Race Week 2023, I believe. Dude, I mean, I think one of the Donovan Leader or Linwood, one of them was going to tip one of the waitresses like $4,000 to stay open for the end of race week. And then June Allison, who is Matt's fiance / wife / Big Boo June. You guys know June. Yeah, dude. She was like, I'll match it. Like they were gonna it was 2000 and 2000, I think, and they were gonna give them $4,000 to stay open late at Buffalo Wild Wings. And I was back drinking with Aussies. I had no idea. And these dudes showed up after the fact and said, we just got kicked out of Buffalo Wild Wings. And let me tell you the story. And apparently it was off the freaking chain party. And that's the stuff that happens on Dragon Drives. It's the weird offshoot crap at some random restaurant that blows up and becomes the thing of legend. And you don't know when and where and how and why it's going to be. But dude, I mean, me and Adam Krigo almost got kicked out of a hotel. Applebee's. Yeah, dude. Krigo passed out in his room, door wide open, face down on his bed after telling the lady at the front desk of our hotel to suck a cat dick.
Oh no. Hey, let's talk about late night hotel check-ins real quick.
Oh goodness.
Jonathan Stonecipher. Now this is a great story. I am a Drag and Drive virgin in Race Week 2020. Race Week 2020 really changed a bunch of people's lives, right? Changed mine for sure. It's 4 a.m. I have booked a hotel for that night. Not 4 a.m. night.
The 3 p.m. the previous day.
We wake this guy up. He is not happy. If there had been 2 couches in that lobby, we'd have slept on them. I'm telling you, it was bad.
But
it was brutal.
He screwed us even worse than that. He gave us a room with the whole thing was mirrors, and we didn't even have a video camera charged.
I was going to say, did you guys start making out? Is there video of this?
There were 5 of us in there. I mean, it was a great time. That's a story that will live in infamy forever. Yeah.
And you never would have had stuff honestly, I'm just saying, if we all just sit at our jobs like a bunch of stiffs and make money and don't go and do cool stuff with cool people and meet people from all over the world, we don't have this. And that's why this is so important. Like, I don't know Stonecipher from shit until that dude shows up, broke down at a gas station, because we're idiots. I don't know Narcs from shit until that dude shows up with a Crown Vic or a Grand Marquis or whatever the hell it is with the body chopped off of it, because he's an idiot. This is this stuff, and these are, I mean, I'm sure your analytics are the kind of near what mine is. It's 500 to 1,000 people that are our people. These are our people, and man, the stories that come out of these people, unreal, absolutely insane. And again, like, if we're just going to work and we're trudging along and we're doing our thing, I never meet any of you assholes. And
Red Hat Scotty just said that he's about to start the car.
I mean, I'll believe that when I see it. Which car is he bringing?
That's what
is it his black car? Send video, or we don't.
No, heck no. I told him jump back in here.
Oh, jump it. Yeah, get him live.
Yeah.
So before we get off subject here, one of the things I love is taking a drag and drive Virgin like Mike was, and then me and Mike had never had a sleepover before, and then I come out in a towel and then in my underwear and just lay on the bed, and then he's like, "Hey, can you turn off the light?" And I was like, "Do you want me to talk dirty to it, or do you want me to?" And he goes, "Just flip it off." So I'm like,
Oh
I
man,
was like,
lost it, dude.
and then he goes, "Okay, can you turn the light on?" I was like, "Hey, baby, what are you up to?"
And that's this shit. Like you just don't.
Yeah.
The stories. I don't who unless he's got pink freaking beadlocks. I don't give a shit.
Oh, wait,
what
here we
Pete
go.
Barzo's doing.
There we go.
There's Red Hat.
I don't have my headphones in, so
You
It's
sound
okay.
great. No, you sound. Can you hear us fine?
yeah.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Okay.
So what I
So-
don't hear first, real quick, I don't hear Pantera, but I do see BTR.
Yeah. So we got the beater, we got the BTR. I mean, Pantera is always, it's in my heart, always
Attaboy.
playing.
Attaboy.
So we're gonna start this thing.
Let's do it, man. That's
Do
why
it.
you're on here. We love you. bud.
If you guys don't know, is this your black car?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
this is.
this is Red Hat's high school car that used to be Ford powered, but then he got smart and decided to go fast and put a Chevy in it.
Yeah.
And here he is, first start, getting ready for. Oh, he's off.
No.
Oh, he's gone.
What?
Oh,
He hit the button
oh.
or something.
He hit the red button. He hung up on you. Holy cow!
Oh.
Talk about your all-time letdown.
Oh,
That's
I was like, what
that's like
happened?
getting fluffed the whole way,
Yeah.
Hey,
right up
we're-
until the
Scotty,
end,
we're
and having
ready.
to go home.
Scotty, we're ready.
Oh.
I gotta steal one from Cletus here. How about now?
How about that? There we go. Oh, it's making some noise. Holly Dash, attaboy. Hell yes.
Dude, that's awesome.
Hell yes.
Woo! All right, we got fire in the
you're-
pipes, boys.
Are you bringing the dude?
Yeah, the dude's actually right here.
Attaboy.
Hey!
Hey, dude! I saw the dude, and again, Drag and Drive, right? Everything that happens at Drag and Drive stays on Drag and Drive. But I saw the dude drunker than I've ever seen a dude older than 65 years old at
Drunk?
Race Week last year. And I mean, they were hammering Pantera, they were selling BTR parts, and freaking man, the dude was like, "Stop by and drink some beer," and I was like, "I gotta go and sleep, man." And that was sweet. That was kick ass.
Hey, congratulations, Scotty.
Good job, Scotty.
All right, bye, buddy.
Attaboy.
See y'all later.
Hell yes, my friend.
That's awesome.
Old Red
2
Hat
days.
Scotty, dude. Red Hat Scotty.
And again, like
Yeah.
you told earlier, they had to pull the head back off the car, get it, get it remachined, get a new one put in there, all swap the valves, springs over, and all that kind of stuff.
And big shout out to Red Hat. He has done every year a rookie and a hard luck or a spirit award that he's done on his own every year. He wants to get up and he wants to talk to all those rookies of the year. That's a deal I just kind of made up on my own because I want to highlight these guys that are coming out of the woodwork and bringing out. Who cares, dude? A bracket car or an aluminum back half car or whatever.
Hey, I'll tell you this story real quick, and this will be short, I promise. What started Drag Drive Repeat was me going to Jonathan's shop way back. This is like when Race Week was announced. I didn't know anything about what to do on a drag and drive. I knew I wanted to do one, didn't know what to. So Stoney put together like 8 people that had done them before, and I took my microphones and my computer over, and we did like what I would consider probably the changing of what was Narcoleptic Customs podcast into the Drag Drive Repeat podcast. Because man, after meeting and talking with those guys, I don't think I did another normal podcast after that. It was all drag and drive racers.
Right. It's the easiest way to ruin your life.
Oh yeah,
It just is.
Yeah.
it's amazing. I love it.
And if I remember right, you lost all your ones that day to Timmy.
Bro, listen.
Bro. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we were doing some gambling. It was fun.
You're adults. You're consenting adults.
Well,
yeah.
At that time, 9-year-old she was in. She wanted to do some gambling. We had a good time.
Hell yeah.
Boo posted there. We did do donuts in the Narcs cart in the field
Yeah,
after that. So yeah,
4 adult deep. Yeah,
a
that
lot,
was a good.
a lot. A lot of donut.
How fast is the NARS cart going to be this year?
Oh, dude, no, it's slow, but it
I
does
mean-
gnarly burnout.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's all it was built for.
Oh,
was
dude,
dumb-
totally. Stone Cipher, Matt
shenanigans.
Frost just said. Dude, Stone Cyphers builds his own freaking trophies, and what's cool, he throws his sort of naturally aspirated sort of world in that, but then because he's a strange freaking dude, he gives awards to the slowest finishing naturally aspirated small block and naturally aspirated big block, and last year the overall slowest. Right.
I'm doing overall slowest again this year also
Attaboy.
because
Attaboy.
we have Travis Weiss making those this year. They're great, and he sent me pictures. And then he also, I do at the circuit, I just do one trophy. I just do the slowest overall. But I've had so many people be like, "Well, that wasn't the slowest car," and I was like, "Well, it's the slowest NA car." So what's one more trophy? Let's just do it.
And honestly, it's my award. So I do what I want. How about that?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah.
You don't win. My bad. Whatever.
It's like last year I took my Z06, and if I had turned in my time slip for day one for 14.0, I would have been the leader. But I'm not a 14.0 guy. I'm a naturally aspirated small block guy. So that's where I'm at.
I think I yelled at you for that. I think I announced that you should have done that, but you're a moron. But I love you for it. I love you for it.
Oh, Wendy Martin here. Mike, the first time you went on, you were like a kid in a candy store. The cardboard doors and the NARS car were priceless. Hey, listen, here's the great story, man. All this stuff coming back. I was having to pull cardboard out of the dumpster every day to remake the doors because we would pull them off for whatever reason. I didn't have a window net. I didn't know you had to have that. So every day we would duct tape a window net on the cart. so I could.
That's super. That's safe as shit.
It was I had arm restraints.
I get it.
So it was fine there.
But I mean, but think about the people's lives and careers who were launched out of Drag and Drive as a whole.
Yeah.
Dude, Chad Reynolds, Kyle Loftus from 1320 Video, and then subsequently Cletus, and then Cletus again on Race Week in Pueblo. I mean, you, me, Matt, to a certain extent, and I mean June, who had a job and couldn't have a job anymore because she was doing everything she was doing with Race Week. There's the ripple effect from a couple of guys like, let's see who's got the baddest street driven car. Is we owe so much to those people, all of us that I just mentioned, plus some. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes, I will agree.
My experience goes all the way back to I used to drive to Memphis 5 hours to go to the streetcar shootout. It started out as NMCA, and then Hot Rod bought it, and then I've been to Pump Gas Drags twice, and then they started Drag Week, and I was like, I got to do that. And my thing about it is I was just a dumb kid. I spent enough traveling to go watch the races that I could have been racing something. Right.
Anything. At that point, they had 100 cars. You could have gotten in with it whatever you wanted.
It's more about get out and do something. Just do it. Just do something. It doesn't matter what it is. Just do something.
In 2014 on Drag Week, there was a cat that had a legit no crap bracket car. It had an aluminum dash, aluminum doors. It was a bracket car, and he had it in the street. It was a Daily Driver back then, but Street Machine Eliminator now. And that dude was having a blast. He's like, I've never had more fun in this car in my whole life than this.
We had a straight up 80s bracket car last year at the circuit. I mean, it was a straight up, it's a bracket car. They dingleberried some exhaust on it, and they brought it. And I was like, that's cool. Like,
it's badass.
We got a guy on a Grom. We got guys with pro mods. We got guys with street rods. We got guys with.
There's something there. I mean, whatever tweaks your fiddle, there's something for it at Drag and Drive. It doesn't matter. You go to one of them, any of them, whatever. Something tweaks your fiddle. If whatever you like, if you like Hondas, we got that. If you like gassers, we got that. If you like motorcycles, we got that. If you like crazy Crown Vic carts, we got that crap. You name
we will
it,
this year.
We got it.
Yeah. Hey, hang on. I want to bring Taylor on because he's been patiently waiting backstage, and he's got some good stories. So
Taylor Gozinski, dude, gangster.
Stoney, I'm gonna leave you on with us because there's probably stories that are related into this. So,
I love Taylor.
Hang on. Sorry, dude, I'm almost there.
Taylor, put some lifters in it, baby.
What's going on?
Man, dude, well, you've been listening for a while. You know the deal. Who you are, where you're
thanks
from.
Thanks for hanging out. For
recognize all that kind of stuff.
Taylor Grzinski, Longmont, Colorado. I've done Race Week with my dad. dad with his wagon that we specifically built for Race Week.
Which was a Matt Frost.
Yep, we did get it from Matt Frost.
Find. It was a like weird for a while. Matt, when he was doing a bunch of the oil field stuff, he was finding cars in the middle of nowhere, and he would go back and snag those up, and that was one of those cars.
Yep, he literally pulled it out of a field, and it was sitting at his house. And Dad, you know, him and Matt were good friends before I really even knew Matt, and he kept asking Matt, you know, will you sell me that car? Will you sell me that car? And then, you know, finally he was able to get it. Matt was like, all right, fine, you know, and they worked out a deal, and we built it literally in a year from nothing.
Wow. How cool.
And
well, dude, tell us some stories, man. We're open. We're listening.
The car that, you know, we took that car on Race Week in, I think it was, I want to say 17 or 18 was our first year.
Something like that. It was me. I think it was 18 because that's when I brought the Cadillac.
Yep.
And I got your Easy Up because I had been carrying around a skeleton of an Easy Up without a top for years and years and years and years and I had no idea. I pulled it out, no top. I was parked next to the Grozinski boys, and they got me their Easy Up so I could put a lifter in my car. So 18. Yep.
Which then turns into mine and Adam's joke now, you know.
Put lifters in that shit.
We leave Bandimere. We get to Bandimere. We had ran the wagon. It was going, I think, like 11 O's, 11 teens, you know, in testing. I think we started in Pueblo that year. The car was running, you know, decent, but we were starting to have problems. Turned in a time slip. I think it was probably running 12.0. I think we turned in a time slip of like a 12:30. To head off to Bandimere, no issues really. I think we had a fuel pump issue, because that was kind of it's been our thing. We'll get there, but you know, we make it to Bandimere. We make our run, and I just told Dad, I said, something's not right. So we start running the lifters, found a couple loose, adjusted them. It didn't really help, but we're like, you know what, we're finishing. So that was, you know, we're just gonna go. So we get in just inside of Boulder. All of a sudden I feel this motion by my foot. We heard it and I felt it. And he's like, that's not good. So we pull into this gas station, start ripping things apart, find out we lost a lifter, get a hold of our engine builder at the time. He had a set of lifters, had somebody go pick them up. We literally put 2 lifters in it in this gas station parking lot in Boulder.
And if you guys don't know, like Boulder is like liberal college, Colorado, like
total.
And these dudes are in a rusty ass Nova wagon, like, and I mean, you see, you know, Taylor's got that's his thing. Like he's got that, and he's in Boulder, and
cowboy boots
these
with
dudes
shorts
don't fit in Boulder. Just say it.
We make it literally not even a mile down the road, and right by the target, we lose another lifter. And at this point, my dad's like, we're quitting. And I'm like, no, we're not. Like, we've never, you know, in all our racing years, we don't quit. That's not who we are. Like, we're going to finish. So we tear it apart. We put another lifter in it. We make it to, we went to Kearney, I think, from there, right? Or no, it was Julesburg. Right. Julesburg.
Yep. Oh, no, it was that was the year we did Julesburg. Yes. Yep.
So we make it to Julesburg. Honestly, really no problems from Boulder to Julesburg. It was pretty smooth sailing. Thankfully, we drove right past our house on the route. We were able to work on the car that night. You know, we did some things hoping it was going to help, you know, and we get to Julesburg, make our one run, and yet again, didn't, you know, pick up at all. So we're like, we're going. So we take off. We head to Kearney from there after we turn in our slip. In Kearney, I think he went like an 1190. It ran better. We made one run, packed it up. We make it just outside of Pueblo. And mind you, we're in some little tiny town at this gas station. I remember it looking like a cabin almost. And it's probably 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. We lose another lifter. So we're tearing the motor apart. Dad dropped one of them. I can't remember what happened. I think the tie bar had fallen and it fell down in, but we could still see it. And this guy came by in this old beat up Chevy pickup, and he's like, I think I got a magnet that'll work. So he went and got us a magnet. We were able to get it out. We get it back together. We make it to our cousin's house in Pueblo, stay the night, get up that next morning, went to Lanier's Speed Shop that used to be in Colorado Springs.
Rest in peace.
Yep, exactly. Bought a full set of lifters, go back, put a whole set of lifters in it, and we finished race week.
That's awesome.
And that was our
that's our joke. Every time I see them cats, I yell at them, put lifters in that shit. And
well,
at a stoplight, at a McDonald's, at a car show, at whenever I run into either one of them, I put lifters in that bullshit. And
the thing is, I mean, Adam, you've known me since I was probably 12.
12, and I was just gonna say that. Like I watched you grow up at the racetrack, and you know, your old man drove King Street, and I drove King Street. Street. You were, I watched you get your first Nova. I watched
Wow.
you start doing all your, you started in bracket racing. You got to heads up race your stuff. Shoot, you bought your old man's car back. I mean,
Yep.
That's cool.
his old man sold his purple Chevy 2 Nova 64.
64, yep.
64, purple, beautiful car, and his old man sold it, and it was one of those that's the car you let go that you should have let go. And Taylor, Andre Navant,
Yep,
found that
Andre
car,
Navant.
and he found my old Monza, and he found that car. Taylor was in the right place at the right time, and rebought his old man's car, and he
I
still
joke
has
with-
it today.
I joke with everybody, that's my college fund.
Right.
Because I literally had my grandma and grandpa had put money away in a CD for college, and I never went.
Right.
I just went to being a mechanic right away, and when it came about, I didn't have any money. I mean, I had a little bit because we were heads up racing at the time. I had with my 72 Nova, and I had no money. I tell everybody that's my college fund. I mean, it's
Wow.
literally that is it.
And you got that car sitting in your garage right now.
Yep.
Which is you don't have the 72, right? You sold that car.
No, I still have it.
You still have that 72
Yep.
too.
I actually
Nice.
lost 3.
And he was doing limited 235 racing back at Bandamere when PSCA was a big thing, which was, he had a big block on a little 235 tire. It was like the OG Rowdy Radial stuff with that car back in the day. Yeah, dude. Taylor is like I said, he's like an OG dude, and
not to
Earl and
mention-
Taylor have been around Race Week for I think as long as you pretty much knew about it, and you guys have been doing the thing and running around and competitive cars, and yeah, dude. Are you doing Mega Week?
I was going to.
Ooh,
Eric Andreen.
holy come on!
I know. I wanted to so bad. Eric Andreen. I know. He's really good friends of mine and my dad's and our family, and
My pizza's here.
and Eric really pushed for me to do it, and it wasn't in the cards this year. My goal is hopefully next year I want to bring my 72 and run the radio class with it, because that's what the
that's
car's
cool.
set up for.
That's awesome.
Quick story.
Yeah.
Taylor.
First year I was able to race in Race Week.
Was with the 64 Nova, the one that we bought back.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to find a picture, Mike, there should be one right on my profile. It should be from the cover photos.
Is this the motor swap story?
Yep.
Halfway through the week?
Yep. When I bought the car back, it had a 434 in it, and it went here in Denver. The car had been like 1090s. Dad had street raced it with Matt. I mean, they all kinds of stuff. Had fun with it. The car was awesome with that 434. Well, when we bought it back, I raced it once at Bandamere. Broke
This one here?
timing chain. That's the 72. Yep. Broke timing chain. So I, scrambled to find a motor. Found one. That one didn't last, unfortunately. So a buddy of mine, Sonny, that actually races PSCA, he goes, I got a motor sitting under my bench. He goes, I know nothing about it. He goes, it's been sitting here for like 10 years. He goes, if you want it, this is my price. So we go pick it up, put it in. We literally drove it around the block with fuel. We put fuel injection on it the night before we left in 22. We get to Great Bend, and I go 13:02, I think it was, on our second pass. And I told Dad, I said, we're turning it in. I said, because we ran the 13:0 class. I'm like, we're turning it in. And we had nitrous on the car, and Dad's like, no, let's spray it. Let's well, maybe we can run the 12:0 class. And I said, no, 13:02. I said, we're turning that in.
Yeah.
We turn it in. What's that?
I said, yeah. 1302. Submit that.
So we turn it in, go to the hotel, get up the next morning. We maybe made it 10 miles from the hotel en route. The car starts running like crap. We're pulled over on the side of the road. We're chasing things, and everything. We didn't pull plugs right away. And I said, let's pull a plug. We literally pulled the plug out, and it looked like a set of plugs that had been in a motor for 300,000 miles. I mean, they were crusty, nasty, and I had one set of plug, one spare set. So if we sprayed it, we had plugs. So we put those in. We made it another, I don't know, probably 30 miles. The car died. And we did this the whole way to Kearney. We literally pulled over at some little Napa in one of the towns. I bought a wire wheel for my drill and as many spark plugs that they had that would work to at least drive on. I think, and we were burning oil too. So we bought some oil and we made it to Kearney. And I think they were like in the third round of people running. And we put the tires on, switched our tires, unhooked the trailer, unloaded the car. I went up, made my run. I think we went 13. I want to say it was a 13:02 also, or 13:01. So the car still ran good. We had to put plugs in it. And I said, we're turning that in. We're done. So we took off, and I think that was when we went from there to Bandamere, right? I think in 22. Was it? I think it was Kearney to Bandamere.
Bandamere.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, we do this. I mean, we were like, we're leaving, and we're not even, we're not going to stay. We didn't stay in Kearney. I don't think we stayed in Kearney. I think we took off, and we made it, a little ways, found some little hotel finally at like 1 a.m. because we had to go through the spark plug thing and the oil and everything else.
Put lifters in it.
Right. And we finally, the next day, we make it into Briggsdale. We're like 20 miles outside of Briggsdale. I told Dad, he's like, if we make it there, we're having somebody come get us. We're close, we're done. And I said, no, I said, I'm gonna find a motor. So I started posting all over Facebook. I mean, my page.
Yeah.
I had people posting for me, sharing it on all the
Yeah.
racers pages around here, and my engine builders that have built the motor in my 72 for the last 3 years, 4 years, maybe even longer than
Bowtie,
that. I
right?
remember. Bowtie Engine Shop, Danny and Eric, greatest guys around. Danny calls me and he goes, hey, he goes, buddy of ours that lives like 2 miles from the gas station there in Briggsdale has a motor we just built. And I said, what is it? And he goes, doesn't matter. You got nitrous, right? And I went, well, yeah. And he's like, just get there and he'll let you put it in. And we literally drove there, put it in. I fell asleep standing up.
Oh
There's pictures of me against him.
Yeah.
I can't remember how you say his last name, but Mike's his name. I fell asleep. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Well, it's probably gonna have a glare. Can you guys see that at all?
Oh yeah, there you are, asleep, standing up.
Literally standing up. And
The GPS lost its batteries a lot.
bad. I was done. It was probably 3 a.m.
So finally, I slept for maybe 45 minutes. They wake me up. They're like, "Hey, your dad fell asleep." So he was asleep. They had like a recliner. I said, "I'll let him sleep." So we finished it all up. We fire it. And we take off.
Matt
I
said
mean,
you
Matt's
fall
not
asleep.
wrong. Matt's not wrong. I do.
Matt's known me long enough that yep. But we fire it up. We take off. And we make it into Loveland. I think it was Loveland on 34 we had to come through. The car's just running like crap. Come to find out we had an intake leak. And it was because it was my decision to put the intake on this motor off of the 383 because it was ported. It was just leaking air like crazy. So we make it through the mountains, get to Bandamere. We switch intakes. We had somebody bring us an intake to the track. And I think we ended up going, I turned in like a 1305. We ended up having to spray it with that motor because it just didn't like it. It went like 1350s on the motor. So I put it to, I'm used to using my grid and everything in my other cars. So we pulled like 5-6 degrees, on initial and went down and sprayed it and turned in a 1305. We make it to Pueblo. I can't remember what happened, but there was a reason we had to do something with the intake again, and we didn't burp the system. So I go up to make my first run, and I look down, and the car's at like 240. I mean, the gauge is pegged at 240, 250. Dad opens the door, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I really want to shut it off." I said, "But we kind of need to make this run." And he's like, "Just spray it; it'll cool it down." And I'm like,
Yeah.
So, and I had it on a button. I didn't even have it on a micro switch. It was literally a trans brake button that I wired up in my hand.
Yep.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
the
what
best
happened.
one.
That's what happened to the cart. That's why it was down for so long because I just held the button.
That's the best way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm foot braking it. So I think like 2,500 RPM, foot braking it. I take off, I hit the nitrous and it just instantly just was not happening. So we go back to the pits, we get it figured out, get it burped, go up, make another run. Well, I said, I'm going to spray it again, do the same thing. Well, I sprayed it and it felt good. So I got a little excited. I ended up spraying it all the way from probably just past the 60 to the quarter. And I think we went like a 1080.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I'm like,
wow.
we can't turn that in.
I'm like, that's not, it
hold on.
felt good. But
We're in 13.0 and you turn into 1080. Yeah, I like
don't
it.
look good.
Yeah.
So we come back around. I think we were gonna be able to get one more run. And at this point, Michaela, Danny Romanowski's
Yeah.
daughter,
Marietta.
she was in third. We were still in second. And I told Dad, I said, this is the closest we've ever been. I said, I can't mess this up. I said, we have to make this one count. He goes, well, once we got up to they were getting ready to pull us into the water box. He runs over. He goes, that guy you're running, he runs 13.0. And he goes, he's been like 13.08. He goes, just, do your bracket race deal and stay right beside him. So we're like this. I'm on off the gas because he seemed faster than me. And I'm like, something's not right. So I think we turn in a 13.07. And then Michaela goes up and runs a 13.00 with a 1 or something.
Oh.
Turns that in, drops us to, I think that put us in, mathematically, because somebody else had turned one in, it dropped us to 4th. And then.
Welcome to index racing at Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Exactly.
So then we get back to Great Bend and, or no, we locked in there, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, so I think it put us in 5th. It was 5th, 4th or 5th, something like that. Get back to Great Bend, and I'm like, all right, now I'm in my element. We're going to go do some bracket racing. We make it, I think we went like 3 or 4 rounds, and then I ended up going 002 red to this guy's like 200 light. I don't even remember who it was I ran. I think it was
You're
a red
kicking
Camaro.
the crap out of yourself at that.
Oh, I was like, come on. But, and that, unfortunately, that's been the last time that we've been able to make it to one. It's just, I like Adam said, like you said, Mike, and everybody's said tonight, the Race Week family there's nothing like it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, and,
you know.
and that's one of the coolest things about it. Again, back to the 70% of people signed back up for the next year. I don't know if that was intentional that Matt knew that many people would sign back up, but the community that has built is unparalleled. Like because here's the best part: 70% of the people that go already know what's going to happen. They know
We don't
how
have
it
to
works.
reread the rules.
Yes,
They've
there's no
already
like,
seen what this has done.
and it gives the other 30 or 40% of people that are there somebody to ask. You can ask. And just like Jonathan was saying earlier, like somebody came, then they were, Jason Cunningham was his co-pilot. Then Jason brought his truck, and Boo was Jason's co-pilot. And then Boo brought his car, and like it just continues to grow out of that.
And then I was Boo's co-pilot a couple times.
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah. Jonathan's been like 20 of them. There's only been 15.
This will be
been to all of them.
This will be my 20th. This one here, but six of those there's a co-pilot. So
Wow.
because I've been a co-pilot for Greg Jones and Boo and Nick Robinson.
Right.
So,
That's awesome. And Matt Frost here for the podcast listeners. Matt saying it was by design that he did that with the returning racers. It's funny how many people were mad about it, but it works, and it really does. It just works on so many levels.
Dude, here we are at 10 years.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been since day one.
Well, and hey, Monoxide Harris with the Monoxide podcast interviewed Nathan Shaw a couple episodes ago, and Nathan started the same year, started One Guy's Garage Drag Weekend the same year that you guys started, or that Matt started Rocky Mountain Race Week. And dude, 10 years is a long time. That's a really long time to be able to do it. And in 2020, like the ripple effects of him doing 2 are far reaching. We won't know that until another 5 or 10 years about how much that really changed the game. So it just showed you could do more than one. Until Matt came along, there was only one.
And it was hilarious because it was a drag week replacement. It was 2014 tracks, a lot of the same route, and there was a line in the sand that Matt found out that day that there are drag week people and there are race week people, and there are those handful that just want to actually go do it. And it was like, I don't care. There'll be race week people. That's what we're gonna make them, and that's fine. But you may have hit this while I was getting my pizza, but when will we see the G-Man back out at a Dragon?
So, like I was telling these two, my plan is I've unfortunately had a lot of stuff happen in the last 2 years that was not planned. So my plan is to be back out. I would like to do it next year. That is my goal. Either the wagon, the 64. I'd really like to do the 72 because to me the index stuff is fun, but I just take my high school car and do it and compete with the Rowdy Radio guys. I think it'd be a blast. I may
that's your move. Like you were a limited 235 guy. Like you've got a lot of data from that. That you made a pretty good showing in that without having a gigantic bank account because turned into a gigantic bank account class in a damn big hurry. And you were podium. I mean, a pretty home built race car.
We built
not that. So I'm excited to see that. I hope that happens.
That's like I said, that's the goal. It's something. I mean, all our cars we've built in a 2-car garage. I mean, it hasn't been, a real good friend of mine, Robert. I mean, he's done the cages and all the cars, but other than that, everything else has been done in our 2-car garage.
Right. And if you see these cars, they're like, so there's Matt Frost cars, and then there's like Garzinski cars. There's not a big gap there.
I don't know if
you have cars really good looking, like they're nice paint. They're really good body work. It's a car that you could look at and go, that's a 13-second car show car. And then it's not.
But it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not. Right.
Quick and
so, I mean, and again, you did it out of a 2-car garage with, with help from your friends and whatnot. But basically, it was you and your old man from the time you were 13, wrenching on cars in the garage and learning how to do it and doing it with Earl. It's good stuff.
And to just touch on the whole heads up thing, and that's the thing is, at 18 years old, Eric had kind of set the bar McEwen in 235, but in Vegas we did go, I think we went 540, in the 8th, might have been 550, but to do that at that age, with stuff that guys are putting way more money into their stuff,
right.
I was literally, baking for nitrous bottles, and
it was, you had a bracket car, a bracket motor that you just sprayed the dog crap out of. It worked.
The first motor was a small block Vortec heads. On the motor, it ran 1230s, and then we'd spray the crap out of it to run I think we went 599 or
90. I was gonna say 90 something on that, like iron head, nothing small block. Like that's pretty sweet. That's pretty good.
Awesome. And I've always prided myself. A lot of people make fun of me. Friends that I bracket race with and stuff. Why do you have license plates? Why do you have headlights and taillights? And why does all this stuff work on your on your cars? Well, because they're a street car. I won't own something I can't drive on the street. The 72 I just took to a car show, and then I trailered it to that just because of the I don't have street tires for that car that'll fit. But we drove it all over the north side of Longmont 2 weekends ago.
That's awesome.
Which is like our cruise area up there.
Gotcha. How cool. Well, dude, thank you for coming on and telling stories.
I appreciate it. And
I appreciate you hanging out in the back for so long, dude, like 2.5 hours.
No, you're good. No, and
he's watching the show anyway. It's no big. He's just waiting his time, and
exactly,
he'd just be doing this either way.
Well, I will definitely miss you guys. I will be watching, and I hope everybody stays safe and everybody has fun.
Hell yeah, we'll be thinking about you, and hopefully we can see you next year, dude. And personally, the 72 on little tires with nitrous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. That's the G-man, period.
So we'll chat, Adam, all right?
I can't wait.
All right, Jonathan. See you, Michael.
Y'all, you know the deal. We can't do this without you guys, our race car friends. Really, you truly do make this happen. This is you're one of the reasons we do this every week, week in, week out. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being our race car friends. Hit the share button as you come in here to get as many comments and stories going on in the comment section in the chat over there for the folks that are watching live. For the folks that are watching later, hit the comment section down below. Tell us what you liked. Tell us stories you've got from Rocky Mountain Race Week history. 10 years, 3,000 plus racers have attended Rocky Mountain Race Week events. There's been more than 15 events total. 10 years of this, man. It's been absolutely crazy. And we can't do this without our sponsors, man. They make the world go round for us. I can't wait to hang out with the guys at Summit. They're bringing the Summit truck for Rocky Mountain Race Week Mega Week. Deechworks, Eric and I are stopping by that shop in Oklahoma City on our way down, and invite anybody else that wants to. We're going to do that. Molly Motorsports, who is going to be on site. So we're going to have Eric Grillo racing the Nova. It's going to be awesome. I don't know if they're going to have a tent set up or not, but I hope they do. Driven Racing Oil, another one of our sponsors, they're going to be there on site with Driven Racing Oil. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening here that Matt has done an incredible job of keeping up with. Whole vendor row and everything. They've got tires going to be there. Summit's going to be there with parts trucks. There's a transmission builder. There's Quick Performance rear end builder, like all this kind of stuff. Howard's Cams is a big supporter of ours. All your valve train stuff. J-Wire Solutions, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Man, that list is getting long, and we love it. And we appreciate every one of those. And if you have the chance, spend money in those spots when you can.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.